Hey, so I wanted to fill you guys in on what's been going on the last few days. I haven't been vlogging because I've been well, I did something I'm not proud of, and then I was kind of like, I'm not feeling great. Wednesday or Thursday, so it had to have been Thursday because it was when I posted the vlog. Someone posted a comment that said, the girls' night part is only 2 minutes and the rest of you is just sitting there talking about yourself to the camera. That's not a vlog. And I was like, okay. Usually you guys know me. I don't interact with things like that, but I did. I said, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. There are plenty of other channels. And she replied, you're right, I never will watch you again. And your bad attitude towards this comment, it's exactly why, or something like that. And I was just like, okay, bye. Like, I was not in the right headspace to deal with something like that, so I deleted the whole thread. And Friday, I felt bad about it, and I went to go look for her, and either she had blocked me, or I just couldn't find her to apologize to her, because you guys know that's not normally how I deal with things. And I still feel bad about it, but it is what it is. And so I didn't vlog Thursday, Friday, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and today's Sunday. Friday I had my IUD put in, I had the Mirena put in, and I was really nervous about it going in. But the doctor was super cool. The nurse I had before, the nurse, okay, so going back to 2010, I had a pap smear done, and it was my first one in like 6 years. And I was really self-conscious about my body, and I was really like freaked out. And so the nurse took me back to the room, and she started to talk to me to like take my blood pressure and stuff, and I lost it. I started crying and sobbing so hard, and I couldn't get myself to stop. And she's like, oh, is there something I can do for you? I was like, no, I just need to calm down. And she goes, we can reschedule. I was like, no, you got me here. I'm in the room. I'm not leaving until this is done. I'm not doing this again. She's like, okay, just calm down. Everything will be fine. And she got me calmed down. And then the doctor came in and talked to me. And it was the same nurse that had done that. And so I was really happy to see her. And if you hear little music in the background, I just finished a game and the credits are playing. And so Friday she took me in and she talked to me about it. And then the doctor came in before I got undressed, talked to me about it, asked about my symptoms, because I'd never been to him before, and we started talking about PCOS and if I'd ever been officially diagnosed. And I was like, well, I had when I was like 16. They were pretty sure, but they never did anything about it. And I kept asking my doctor to like look into some of this stuff, and she just kept telling me that I just needed to lose weight and everything would be fine. Well, that pissed me off, so I just never asked about it again. And so he's like, okay, well, let's get some tests done, because the reason you're having all this up and down could be PCOS, because I can gain and lose 20 to 25 pounds in like 2 weeks, and it's ridiculous. So he's like, well, let's figure this out. Let's figure out if there's a metabolic reason for this. And so I was like, great, that's awesome. So he explained to me that it was probably going to hurt, and because I'd never had children, my uterus was a lot smaller than people who'd had children, and so it's harder for the IUD to stay in, and just like all this stuff. And so I was a little bit nervous, but he had calmed me down enough. I had actually lost 6 pounds in like the last month, so that was pretty awesome. So I got him on the table, and I had to hold my tummy back, which is fine. I've had to do that before, just to like help them out. And it was a very intense pain. I can't even describe it. It's a feeling that I'd never felt before. When first he had to measure how deep my uterus was, and then, so that was like a catheter type thing, and then putting the actual IUD in, and it was just really painful. And the nurse kept having to tell me to breathe, because I kept like, like clenching. And she's like, honey, I need you to breathe. You gotta breathe. And so finally it was over and everything went well. They got it in while I was in the office. He really didn't have too many problems, and so I was very thankful for that. Then he talked to me again about, here's what can happen, here's what we can do. And he was very, 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 very helpful. And I don't know if he'll ever know how much I appreciated that, even though I told him like 20 times. But yeah. So yesterday, or I came home Friday, and I was in a lot of cramping pain and just like, I think my body had tensed up so much and there was like an adrenaline rush and then the dump. And so I came home and I took like an hour nap, took some ibuprofen, and just kind of like laid in bed. I had a salad for dinner, and then I went to bed at like 8:30. Took some extra ibuprofen and went to bed. And then yesterday I got up and cleaned up the house, well, my room a little bit, did the dishes, and then I talked to my sister, and she's like, hey, are you coming up to go to dinner at Mom's? I was like, I wasn't invited. And she's like, well, you are now. So I went up to my mom's, and we had dinner with my mom, her boyfriend, my sister, and her 3 kids, the 3 boys. And when I got there, the littlest one was just bawling, like unconsolable. And my mom's boyfriend doesn't deal well with that kind of stuff, so he went in the house, but we finally got him calmed down, finally got the littlest one calmed down, and he was super happy after that. He was in such a good mood. We were outside because it was actually really, oh, excuse me, it was actually really nice out, and so we were outside in the gazebo, and they have like, not an actual disco ball, but one of those like LED lights that like changes colors and stuff, and puts a cool design on the floor. So the kids were dancing around, and my mom always has like 50s and 60s music playing. And so we just had a barbecue and chilled out and like just had a lot of fun. My mom's boyfriend also set off a sky lantern, which is like a Chinese lantern that you like light the thing on fire and it fills the balloon type thing and floats off. So that was really cool. Pretty sure there's UFO sightings in that area last night, so. Hello, my lovelies. It is Monday after work. Let me turn on a little extra lighting. I'm wearing this teal dress that I got at Walmart like 7 years ago, and then this is a Shirley from LuLaRoe, and it's in a large, and it's a really stretchy, really loose knit sweater, and it's so comfortable and so nice. My mom bought it for me. She's a LuLaRoe-aholic at the moment, so I just kind of wanted to fill you in on like how I was doing. I'm still having some really bad cramping from the IUD. It just feels like a really bad period, but there's no blood, and I have to pee constantly. So yeah, it's just not fun at the moment, but I'm sure it'll be worth it in the end. Work has been like so busy. I haven't even been taking my camera because I just don't have time. I did have an idea today though, and maybe you guys can like give me some feedback on this. I'm into gaming, and there are a lot of female characters that have like cool makeup or hair, and I thought what would be fun is a series called like, I'm not sure, but like maybe like Gamer Girl Glam or something like that. And it's where I would take a character and do like a makeup look to kind of be inspired by that. And what got me thinking about this is this new Zarya skin for Overwatch, and she has purple hair that like bleeds down into like a teal color, and her hair looked like mine. It's like the same cut too, and I was like, oh my gosh. And she's got this really cool green eye makeup on, and I thought, how cool would that be to do like girl characters from games, girl game characters, and make it just a cute little series. And I just think it'll be fun, and it'll like combine two things that I really care about. So if you think that's a good idea, let me know, and you know, give me some ideas on who you would like to see, if there's some other Overwatch characters, or you know, whoever. And it can be any, like, Overwatch changes skins like all the time, so it could be like an older one or a new one. If you can find a few like reference photos, we can make it happen. So I'm excited about that. I also wanted to bring up the live that I talked about in my last vlog. I was talking to someone else and they said that YouTube Live is kind of difficult to interact when you're on mobile. And so what would you guys think about a Facebook Live? We could do that. I don't really want to go on YouNow. I've read some really bad things about YouNow, and I don't know. Give me your opinion, I guess. So, good morning, loves. Today is Wednesday, the 14th. So today the SWAC video came out, and I heard y'all loud and clear. I should have kept this shirt. So I kept this shirt. It was going in the mail today for a return, and I just so happened to, when I was making my lunch, I splashed some of the sauce onto my shirt. It was a Torrid shirt that I'm wearing for a haul, and I was like, well, this is a perfect opportunity to just take that Dakota baby doll dress out and see if the lining will come out easy. I only had to cut 2 stitches and then it just came out. It was super easy. So I guess that means I should have kept it, and I'm keeping it. Like, I read about 15 comments this morning and all of them were like, you should have kept the blue dress. And I was like, all right, I'm an idiot. I can admit when I'm wrong. And so I'm keeping it. I'm keeping my baby. Yeah. Okay, so it's Wednesday after work, and I got off work and I went and got gas. I went to the post office. I sent out some giveaway stuff. And then I went to Safeway because I wanted to get some meat for dinner. And they had these chicken, like, they have like cream cheese or something wrapped in them. And they looked really good, and they were on the clearance rack, and I was like, okay. And then I had a bunch of vegetables. So in here is mushrooms, zucchini, small potatoes, and an onion. And I'm going to roast those in the oven. And then I got some sausage so that I can make like a breakfast frittata type thing with some of the roasted vegetables. And then I can eat the chicken with roasted vegetables too, because if I don't have food prepared, then I'm going to go and I'm going to buy fast food. So I'm trying to be better. That's my steps to being better. Roger and I talked yesterday. Apparently his mom had asked kind of what we were doing and, you know, with our life. And he's like, you know, I don't really know. We haven't talked about it recently. So we kind of talked about it yesterday. And he was like, I don't see a point in us, like, filing for divorce or anything. He goes, I don't think we're there. And I was like, you're right. I don't think we are. There's no, like, our separation is very strange to people because we don't hate each other, but I can't move back into the house. There's something about our house that I just can't go back there. I don't know what it is. It's something that stifles me while I'm there. And I don't know if it's because I feel obligated as a wife to devote all my time to making sure the house is, you know, or cleaning up and making dinners and making sure that he's happy. And so I put myself second, and me moving out is teaching me that I can put myself first, but also take care of people. And I told him, I said, I feel very selfish for, like, moving out, but look at how much I've grown in the last year. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with him and I not being together, but it has to do with me being able to focus on myself and to grow myself. And I think that's really important as a person, a woman, a man, whoever you are, to be able to establish yourself as a person and not just part of a relationship. It can't just be, oh, that's so-and-so's wife, or that's so-and-so's husband. Oh, that's Roger, he's blah, 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 blah. Or, oh, that's, Christy, she's so-and-so and so-and-so. I think that's really important. And I'm learning that. I'm learning that it's really important to find out who you are and not live your life for someone else. Does that make sense? My mom, okay, I'm not throwing my mom under the bus, but my mom got married when she was barely 18. She was less than 5 months after she turned 18, she got married. And she took care of my dad. She, worked and took care of him, and then eventually they had kids. I didn't come along until like 3 years after they were married. So they had 3 solid years of, establishing their relationship and, all that good stuff. And then she had kids, so she took care of us. And when my sister and I eventually moved out, 21 years later, 23 years later, however long it was, I think I was 22 when I moved out, she only had my dad to take care of again. And eventually she got tired of it. She got tired of taking care of him. And when they separated, it was abundantly clear that she had taken care of him for so long that he had no idea how to, not take care of himself in a sense of oh, he can shower by himself and cook for himself, because he could do that. But he had never had to pay the bills or anything. And so, he had to learn those things. And I watched my dad have to grow up, basically. And then my mom had no identity anymore. She had no one to take care of. So she was just, she almost felt like she had no purpose in life. And I think she still struggles with that sometimes. And I feel like that empty nest syndrome, that's what she felt. And she always talked about wanting to be taken care of, and her boyfriend now does that. He is very good to her, does a lot of stuff for her, but he also wants her to be independent, so he makes her do certain things. So I think he's really good for her, and I think they fight because of that reason. They kind of bicker back and forth about that kind of stuff, because he's trying to force her to do things for herself, but also he does things for her. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But what I was trying to, say was my mom unfortunately did not establish herself as an individual, but as a mom and a wife. And she was always in charge of things. She was a scout leader, and she was on the PTO, and she was the, president of, a club and stuff. So she never fully established herself. And so when she was finally alone, she was like, oh my God, I have no hobbies. I have no special interests, because I was so focused on everyone else. And so learning from that, I have been trying to make sure that I establish myself as an individual and my own hobbies and things where I don't depend on someone else. Not that my mom is a bad person. Please don't take it that way. I am not downgrading my mom at all. She's amazing. She is a very strong woman, and she is the reason why I am such a strong woman myself. And she's always there to help us and so supportive. So I'm not dissing my mom. Or she would say, dishing, it cracks me up. So anyway, that's my rant. Not even a rant, that's my talk for the day on the way to work. I feel like we do this a lot. Okay, so I went to my P.O. box. So I'm gonna open this. Maybe this will make me feel better. I don't even know. I think from the name, this is from Christina. What did you send me? Hey girl, I got you a few things I thought you could play with on the channel. Eyebrow boxes open only because the tape was cut, so I asked the cashier if I could look inside to see if it was used. Nothing was used. It was also half off. I couldn't help but get it. Want you to try these magnetic lashes, so I bought one for you to try as well. I couldn't get it to look good on me. Maybe it will work for you. 3 and 4. I bought myself this silicone brush for my matcha mask, so again I got you one. And the mask is just a bonus because you like masks. Hope you're not upset by anything I've sent. I just thought you could have fun trying these things. I truly enjoy your channel. My little girl and myself love to watch you cook. And I am waiting for my Johnny seasoning to arrive. We just got Amazon Prime and have been spending like crazy. That was my first purchase along with other stuff I'm waiting for. Well, I'm rambling, so I guess that's it. Christina, hope I don't bother you too much on Snapchat. No! Christina, I love hearing from you. So she sent me this e.l.f. silicone brush. These magnetic lashes, which I ordered some from Wish so that we could try. A goat's milk moisture mask. 3-second brow eyebrow stamp. That's freaking awesome. Ah, Christina, I love you. That did make me feel a little bit better. Like I said, not that you guys have to send me stuff, but like, it was a sweet note, and I do talk to Christina a lot on Snapchat and stuff. She's such a sweet person. And I think she did get her Johnnies because either her or someone else got Johnnies. Because someone sent me a snap of a bottle of Johnnies the other day. Oh, that's funny. I was thinking about my style. And a lot of you seem to like my style. And someone asked me to, like, how would you define your style? And I'm like, eclectic? Clearance section? There's a truck backing up and he needs to fix that. I don't know how to explain it, because like one day I'll wear a tulle skirt and a really pretty flowered top, and the next day I'll wear, well, this mock neck gray t-shirt thing with some leggings and some high top sneakers. And my style is just kind of all over the place. I like to be a little bit funky and wear some bright colors, but not too much. I mean, like, a lot of my wardrobe is black so that I can wear funky other things with it. So like, I'll have a black dress, but I'll have like some funky leggings on, or like a bright colored cardigan or something. Or I can do my makeup crazy and have plain colored clothing so that the focus can come to my face. And I think that's how I define my style, is just like all over the map. I used to only wear jeans and oversized shirts. In fact, I only bought my t-shirts at like the men's plus size store, or like, I don't know if any of you remember this, but Big Dogs used to have up to 5X shirts, and I don't know if they're even around anymore, but that's what I used to do. I just wore t-shirts and jeans, or when I didn't have any jeans to wear, I just wore these black oversized stretch pants, just so I was comfortable, and that's all that it was about. And I felt really bad about myself. had really low self-esteem at that time in my life, and, you know, I was just trudging along, and I didn't wear makeup, and I didn't do anything to my hair. I wore a ponytail every single day, and I still have that habit of wanting to pull my hair back all the time, but I'm getting better about wearing it down. And, well, obviously now I can put it up, but it's like this little teeny sprout. But it's just, I have evolved as a person. My style has evolved. My tastes have evolved. And I guess now I'm just exploring still, trying new things. And you guys help me out with that a lot, because you encourage me to try different stores or different styles. And, like, for instance, that swak baby doll dress, I wasn't going to keep that because I didn't like the lining, and I was uncomfortable in it. And you guys encouraged me to take the lining out and keep it, and I'm so glad I did, because it's gorgeous and it's so comfortable, and I wore it all day yesterday and I felt so pretty in it. And I'm so glad that I listened to you guys, because I would have sent that back and, you know, regretted it later, I think. Yeah, so you guys encourage me to try different styles and different colors and things like that. Thank you. And so this channel has helped me evolve, not only as a person, but in my style. I do my nails now. Like, I would have never done my nails. I was a nail biter my entire life. And now I have my nails done like once a month or so. Like, it's so weird to me, like, how much I've changed, because I didn't wear a dress from like 2006 to probably 2016. For 10 years, I didn't wear a dress. The last time I had worn a dress was in my sister's wedding. It was really hard for me to find a wedding dress because I hated dresses, and, you know, I was also large, and the wedding shops don't really carry that size. The local wedding shop had one dress in my size, and it was strapless, and it came across my boobs, and I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it. And so I found my wedding dress on eBay. I bought my wedding dress on eBay for $300, and I loved it. It was beautiful. It had bell sleeves, which you guys know I love. And it was almost like cold shoulder, which is so funny. It had straps, but the arms kind of came off a little bit. So it was, now that I'm thinking about it, it was kind of cold shoulder, and that's hilarious to me. And it was beaded, and it was gorgeous. It was a little bit off-white color. I'll see if I can find a picture. I know I have some pictures. I've shown my wedding pictures before. But even after that, after I took off my wedding dress, I put on a pantsuit. You know, it was what I was comfortable in, and how I dressed. And now I can, like, explore. I think the internet probably opened up a lot of this. There's a lot more plus size stores now. There's a lot more plus size influencers. You can look at styles from other people. Like, one of my favorite people is Natalie Means Nice, and she's on Instagram. She's in the Facebook group. She formerly modeled for Prem, which I've been looking at their clothing, and I will link Heather Elbow's Prem video. Oh my God, she looked so good in those clothes. Oh, Heather, if you're watching, oh my God, you look so good. Is there enough room for me? Okay. Okay. There was a tight squeeze. But she looked so good in those clothes, and I struggle because I don't have the typical plus size fashion body type. I have that extra roll in the middle that, like, not many seem to have. And so she put on this jumpsuit that tied in the middle, and I think Natalie actually modeled that on their website, and it looked so good on her, and I wanted to get it, and then I'm like, that's gonna look horrific on me because that roll in the middle is gonna show with that little piece in the middle, and you know, I'm not comfortable in crop tops because of that weird roll in the middle. And I totally would rock a crop top if it didn't look like my boobs were hanging out. That's what it looks like. And I get that question a lot. Oh, is that a second set of boobs? Yeah, it sure is. I'm a freaking cow. I have 4 udders. Like, come on. But anyway, now that we've talked about style and udders, it's funny because that's what I used to call them. I'm like, oh, I don't like that shirt. It shows my udders. And that was kind of the joke between Roger and I. My dad, after I had my stomach surgery, my dad would make fun of my boobs by calling them tube socks because they went from like regular boobs to being so saggy because I had lost so much weight so fast that my boobs were like, they were like deflated. They were like deflated balls hanging from my chest, and it was awful. That's when I started wearing like 3 bras. I would wear like a regular bra and like 2 sports bras on the outside to like keep everything up here. And I wore multiple bras for many years just because I was so self-conscious about my boobs. And like it's so funny to me that behavior has changed so much, and now my boobs are like my favorite thing to show off. Oh god. Guys, look at the ducks. Quack, quack, quack. It's a husband and wife. They're really cute. So something exciting happened today. I got an Instagram message from Reb Dolls, and they said they had seen my video and they liked what I had to offer, and they wanted me to become an ambassador for their brand. And I was like, what? So they sent me an email with the details, and I signed a contract with them and sent it back to them. And so if you see this, they approved my contract, and I am now an ambassador for Reb Dolls, which is awesome. It's really exciting, actually. So I get a discount on clothing, free shipping, and I get to offer you guys a discount, which is like so awesome. And the ambassador program lasts for about 5 or 6 months. Well, the thing I'm most excited about is I told my sister about it, and I go, how cool would it be that like if okay, so my mom used to dress us up in matching outfits when we were younger, and that's what we would wear to like all the holidays, is we would have matching outfits. And so I thought it would be funny if we got matching outfits. And she's like, oh my gosh, and then we could take pictures in it. Things are falling on me. And she goes, and then boom, Mother's Day gift. And I was like, oh my god, so good. Because we haven't took like pictures, just the 2 of us, since like 2000, maybe 2001 for Christmas. And so it'd be really cool to give my mom a picture of just me and Carrie. So we're gonna do that, and I'm really excited to buy my sister some clothes that, you know, she can wear to work or whatever. She doesn't spend money on herself, and so it's kind of a way for me to like treat her to some new clothes without her feeling like, oh, I'm just giving her clothes, you know what I mean? So it's a cool way that we can do something really fun together. And you guys have been asking to like meet her and have her in a video, so I'm excited that she agreed to it. I think it'll be really fun. We're very different people, but we're really, really close. Like I've told you guys 100 times, she's my best friend. She's the person I call first for everything, and she calls me first for most things. So, you know, she knows I'm always here for her, and I love her to death. She's number one on my list. Real close second is the three boys. Another thing that happened today, I feel terrible about this. Like I said, my sister and I live very different lives. So apparently she looked very tired at work today, and a couple ladies said something to her, and I was like, well, you're just gonna have to wear more concealer tomorrow. And she's like, no, I'm almost out of that stuff. I have to ration it. And I go, wow, because here I am, and I have 15 different concealers sitting on my desk at home. And it's so bad. Like, when I say stuff like that out loud, I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, what am I doing? But I literally have 15 concealers sitting on my desk because I'm doing this concealer series. And so I opened my 6th one today. I've already done, 5 of them. And I have 5, I have 9 more to do. And I felt terrible. I was like, I promise the next time I see you, I will bring you at least 5 concealers to try, and you will find a match for at least one of them. Because she has a Mary Kay concealer that she's been using for years, that she got from like one of our cousins back in Iowa sells Mary Kay. And I was like, oh God. She's like, who are you? Like, who has 15 concealers? I was like, I'm a YouTuber. We have weird stuff like that. Like, I didn't realize this kind of stuff happened. Like, you end up with 15 concealers or like 17 eyeshadow palettes and you don't know what to do with them all. Like, oh gosh. I would hate to tell her how many lipsticks I have, and I went through and threw like 10 of them away because they were old. Like, okay guys, that's a nutria. Oops. He just climbed off the bank and got into the water. And then my ducks are back. Hello, little guy. He's eyeing me. He's gonna bite me. Alright, so anyway, I apologize. I have not been vlogging very much. I've been kind of caught up in my own stuff, and I've shared a little bit with you guys, but I'm just like, okay. So I got my IUD last Friday, and yesterday I went to the doctor to just have a checkup. Luckily, I didn't have to get naked, which was nice. And we had done some tests for some PCOS symptoms, and all my stuff came back normal. In fact, better than the last time that I had everything checked. So everything except my insulin resistance, which was better, but not in the good yet. And so he did want to start me on metformin. So I'm starting metformin this morning. I'm a little nervous about it. I never wanted to take medication, especially a diabetic medication. But he explained to me that it's not a diabetic medication. It can be used to just regulate the insulin that your body is not producing and using correctly. He goes, because your other numbers are fine. Like your A1C and all that is fine, but your insulin resistance could be a factor in your struggle to lose weight. I think I'm probably just destined to be fat by now. Like, I don't have a problem with that. I just want to be smaller than I am, so the clothes look better on me sometimes, and I just want to be healthy. I don't have any medical issues right now, but I could in the future. And so I just want to like catch it before it gets there. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so I slept for like 10 hours yesterday, but I still am like so tired today. I just can't, like, I'm like struggling to function. And I don't know what's going on. Hopefully this new medicine that they put me on will help with that, and hopefully it will, you know, put a pep in my step and get me back to where I want to be. Like, I don't want to be like this. Like, I don't. But I feel like all I do is like whine and complain lately. And I really hate that, but like, ugh. And I know that my life could be way worse. I'm not dealing with like that hard of shit that, well, there's some hard shit, but I can't tell you guys about that. But it's just, I don't know. I'm trying so hard to be upbeat and pleasant at all times and to make a positive, you know, make people around me positive. And I hope that I do bring that. And I hope that there is not negativity coming out of anything that I do. And I hope that you guys realize that I just want everyone to be happy with themselves and to thrive in their lives. That's all I want. I just want everyone to be happy and thrive and be the best people that they can be. And I want to encourage people to love themselves and to, you know, not hate their bodies and not hate the person that they are, and to realize that they are good people. I mean, of course there's bad people, but like none of those people should be watching my channel. I just want everyone to blossom. And I know what this channel has done for me, and I get messages from people that tell me that I do positive things for them and I make them feel positive, and I've changed their outlook on certain things, and that's awesome. And that touches my heart so very much. And it's one of those things that I cherish about this channel. I print those emails out and I put them in a folder because they mean that much to me. And there are certain times on Snapchat where I'll screenshot something just because someone touched me so deeply. And I want to be the change. And I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but like, I want to be one of those people that doesn't allow negativity and bullying and the opposite of body positivity, body negativity. I don't want that to be what all these young girls come into the world with, because I know what I struggled with when I was their age, when I was, you know, between the ages of like 10 and like 19, 20, 21. You struggle with your body so much. And I watched this video today on Madison's channel, Maddie Ann. I know I've talked about her before. I adore her. And literally the first 4 minutes is her eating chips and saying that she's fat. Like literally just eating chips and saying, I'm fat. And I thought, how long is she gonna let this go on? And I kept giggling a little bit. Because I adore her, and I knew she was like, or trying to be funny. And it went on for 4 minutes. And then she finally said, I'm fat. And I'm Madison. And I was like, what? Like, it just kind of like, it was so powerful to me. And I don't even know why. Because then she goes on to talk about being 20 and, you know, how she is fat, but she's beautiful and smart and independent and all these great things. And then at the end, she says she's fat again. And I commented on her video. I was like, girl, you are fat and amazing and blah, blah, blah. And I just like listed these things that I love about her. And I want people to be like Madison, and I want people to be like me, and like just want other people to be happy. And I'm not trying to be conceited about it, but that is the kind of vibe that I want to give off. And if I am giving off any other vibe, please tell me how I am doing that and how I can change that. Because I just want to give off positive vibes. I want to be the change. I want to be someone that someone can look up to and be proud to say, hey, she is amazing. Okay, so let's have a talk. I have a lot of vlog footage sitting either on this memory card or on my computer. And I feel like 80 to 90% of it is me ranting about stupid stuff. And I hate that. I hate it. Struggle because when I'm putting out these vlogs, you guys know that I like to put out my authentic self. But sometimes my authentic self is a real bitch. Like, she's a complainy, whiny bitch. I mean, that's just it. And I don't like it. So I will put out some of it, but some of it's gonna go away because it's just bullshit. It's just me, like, having a bad day and spouting off at the mouth to a camera. Because I can. Like, I've told you guys before, it's like, this is therapy for me. Except I don't have to pay for it. Like, I don't have to pay some wackadoo dude to tell me that, you know, everything you're feeling is normal. Okay, that's fine, but I still need to get it out somewhere. The last counselor, therapist, whatever he was, I went to, I hated. And if any of you have gone to therapy, it's so important to connect with your counselor or therapist or psychologist, whatever you see. It's so important to connect with those people and be able to feel comfortable talking to them, because that's supposed to be your safe place. Therapy should be the place where you can get everything out that you're thinking, and it doesn't go any farther than the two of you. And you have to tell the truth in therapy. I've known people that have gone to therapy and then later on admitted that they lied about a bunch of stuff, and what's the point of going if you're going to continue to lie? Because you're obviously lying in your home life or your normal life, or you wouldn't, well, that person was lying in their normal life. And so when they went to therapy, they lied, and I was like, what's the point of paying this person $50 a session? That was how much they had to pay. What's the point of paying $50 a session if you're just going to continue the lies that are getting you into this bad headspace? And they were like, you know, you're right. And they said they didn't really like the person, and so they didn't feel like they could tell them everything. And I said, well, that's very important that you like your therapist. I went through 3 different ones before I found one that I was super comfortable with. And then, gosh darn her, she left where I was going to go to a nonprofit, which is amazing for her. But I was like, gosh, now I gotta find a new therapist. I gotta start all over again. And I ended up not doing that. And I've been to 2 other ones where I went to like 1 session with each one, and I just wasn't comfortable. And then YouTube started, and I can speak to a camera and get those feelings out. And you guys know that as I'm talking, I'm processing. And so I've had, you know, enough therapy in my life that I can kind of talk myself through most of the feelings that I'm having and talk myself out of, you know, certain things. While the East Coast gets hit with more snow, I got flowers coming up. And you can hear the birds chirp. The rest of my yard looks like crap, but there's pretty flowers.